agent's policy, but it is.
Like,
We want to track people.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to be able to track our clients. Okay, and we want to be able to track our clients because we want to if we have a positive client that comes in, and say that client, they can give us an unassumed name,
Right.
because we don't ask for ID. Isn't that funny? Now we do confidential, not anonymous, but we can't ask you for ID. So if you come in and you tell me that you Mickey Mouse, okay. All right, Mickey, let's go ahead and get this test done. That's who you are to me. If you come in and you tell me that you identify as a woman, okay. But I'm looking at you. You're clearly a man. But I still have to track that. I have to track what you tell me. Okay? But in my little notes, I can write. Clearly he is delusional.
That's the true
He
part.
is not a woman. So it's like a catch-22. Now we can't ask for ID, but yet it's confidential and the name is on the chart. Because we want to track it. We need to be able to find somebody. If you're positive, we got to find you so we can get you some help.
Great.
And that's basically the main thing why we want you. We don't want to tag you with a red sign or put a red band on your hand or put you in a commune just for positive people. We want to get you some help because we want you to take medication. And the medication will help to prolong the life. You had a question?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, sweetie. Did I answer your
No,
question?
thank you. Yeah.
Something that they told us to say when the kids ask, have you been tested, that we say that the Dramatic AIDS Project has recommended that we all get HIV tested so we know what it's like so we can tell the kids. And so I've gotten a lot of questions where the kids would ask me, have you been tested? And I say yes, and so they're like, well, what's it like? Well, what do you recommend if they say, well, have you been tested for STDs? Because it gets a little bit different.
Well, I mean, if they say, have you been tested for STDs? Sure.
But then if they say, well, what's that like?
Well, getting tested for STDs and HIV is totally different.
Exactly.
Okay? And STD, you get rid of most of them, except for that thing that says virus. Anything that says virus at the end, you got that for the rest of your life. But gonorrhea, chlamydia, a little bit of antibiotic, we just get embarrassed. It's more of an embarrassing thing than anything. But HIV, there's no cure for that. So when they asked about what's it like to get tested for, like I just said, when we do the non-invasive gonorrhea, chlamydia test, it's just a little urine in a tube. You pee in a cup, put it in a tube, we send it to the lab. Syphilis test, it's a blood draw. You get an RPR done. So it's painless. It's painless.
But don't they also check like the cervix and they also check
That's when you're getting a pap smear. When you're getting a pap smear and you're doing an STD screen. Okay? Now if you're just going for to see if you got gonorrhea and chlamydia, you can be in that cup all day long. Okay, you never got to take your pants down in front of nobody but yourself in that bathroom. But when you go for a pap smear and they're doing that STD screening, they're doing cultures then.
So you can do it from a culture and from
Yeah.
going to the bathroom.
Yeah, they do cultures. So, and most women who have pap smears, or even girls that are sexually active, need to get a pap smear. You don't wait till you get pregnant to get a pap smear. Get a pap smear, make sure your hoo-hoo is okay. Okay, and plus we're women, and we want to make sure everything up there is in its correct place. So that's basically what a pap smear is for, to make sure that your sexual organs are properly placed and everything up in there is okay. Okay?
Okay.
Now men, you all can get your urethra checked too. Know how they do that? All right. But men, you need to get checked out to make sure your sexual health is all right too. Men always think they don't need to get checked out. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah, I was listening to the radio the other day, and they're talking about how there's a link for HPV in men and throat cancer,
Mm-hmm.
like men giving oral sex and then getting HPV and it causing throat cancer. And then they got onto the subject of testing, and there was this big debate about can men even get tested for HPV? And I never heard a definitive answer there.
Yes. Yes, you can. Now, I can't talk on that because I don't know very much about it, but I do know that they've started giving that Gardasil injection to men also, like they were the women. They started with the women first, or the females. Now they're giving it to the males. Because you got to remember that, I mean, it's coming from somewhere sexually. Okay? Sexually transmitted. So somebody got to have it somewhere. And somebody can give it to somebody. So everybody need to be tested. But yeah, they can test for that. But remember what's at the end of that word? Human. Right. Human papillomavirus. So that means there is no what?
Cure.
There is no cure for that. There is no cure. Anybody else has questions? I'm going to let Lonnie talk. Because Lonnie can talk about when we have positive clients that come in and the process that they go through, right, Lonnie? You can talk about that? The process that they have to go through when a young person tests positive.
And I promise you, I won't talk about chunky money. A client will come in, and I've had clients as young as 16, 15, that will come in, they test positive for HIV. And sometimes it's hard on them because, I mean, this is something that they have to deal with for the rest of their lives, meaning taking medication. And some of the young clients feel like, I can't have kids. Well, you can still have kids and be HIV positive. When the kids come in and they test positive, you know, I talk to them and tell them, you know, you still have a life, things will be okay. But checking their viral load, which I don't know if you guys know anything about viral load, is how much of the virus that is in your blood, and your CD4 is what keeps your immune system, it's part of your immune system. So checking all that, it's like, okay, I think it's time for you to be on medication. You know, your viral load is high, your CD4 is low. And a lot of them, they're struggling with that because when you're